Help us understand what the revelations were and the highlights of this report were this year, and perhaps maybe some of the biggest surprises.
Yeah, let me probably contextualize it. Most of our numbers, particularly insofar as economics are concerned, don't include COVID, but I do have some thoughts about the impact of COVID. It's fair to say that the report demonstrates that there's been small progress in closing economic gaps over the last several years pre-COVID, but that the disparities that define the American economy, the 2-to-1 ratio between Black joblessness and white joblessness, the disparity in median household incomes, the disparity in wealth, remain almost locked in some sort of suspended animation. And these are the great challenges that the American economy faces when it comes to Black Americans. Hispanic Americans index very close to Black Americans, maybe a little bit better, but still far behind white Americans when we look at these indicators. I think what a big question I know you want to ask is, how about now? My observations about now is that the Black unemployment rate, the jobless rate, has come down post-COVID, but remains twice as much as the white unemployment rate. And no doubt the impact of inflation is going to hit all working families and middle income families. And most Blacks are either, working poor, or in, I call it the aspiring middle class. It will impact them because the inflation impacts the necessities of life, food and fuel, and therefore it will impact other things like clothing. So those challenges are going to impact Black America, no doubt.
Hey, Marc, the question I'd ask you is, in the aftermath of the murder of George Floyd, there were a lot of corporations that made a lot of promises, a lot of pledges, came out quite publicly about what they wanted to do and the emphasis and priority they wanted to put on Black Americans in terms of employment, in terms of finding new roles for them, higher roles in organizations for them. Do you think that that's coming true? Do you think that was just lip service? Where do things stand?
I will tell you, for some, it has been a strong commitment with dollars and money and strategy. And I think that I don't want to start calling the names of people lest I leave some out. For others, it may have been a little bit of lip service and spin. And there was still many others who made no commitments, 2,000 plus publicly traded companies in America. I think that there were many of the larger companies who took these commitments very seriously. It's going to take 3 to 5 years. What I say to all of them is, let's measure the success. Does your C-suite look differently? Does your workforce look differently? Are you increasing your procurement with businesses owned by people of color? So I do believe that many are serious. I do believe that some saw it as spin. I would argue and suggest that what we need is a sustained effort over a period of many, many, many years, and sort of a rebalancing of our commitment and how we think about the future of American corporations and businesses.